It's Shirley with Spirit of Matter and with the Lunar Mansion of the day. And wait, I need to sneeze. Oh my god. And this is Lunar Mansion, the third Lunar Mansion, Al Turaya, or the Lady. So this is taken from magicandmastery.com. And as I'm learning about the Lunar Mansions myself, I am also doing a study life with me. So for the sake of those of you who don't know about the lunar mansions, basically the time that the moon, the space that the moon crosses in one day, but because we are all living in different days, then there are steady times for the lunar mansion, and it is seized by degrees. Tropically, the third lunar mansion is from 25 degrees 42 Aries to 8 degrees 34 Taurus. And right now the moon is about 4 degrees Taurus on my Venus. I nicknamed this mansion the Lady. When the moon is here, it's auspicious. I is the lady that wrote here this site. It's a auspicious time to receive blessings, good fortune, and support. Ask for favors and assistance. Pursue creative and inventive projects. Now, you do need to understand we are in a decreasing moon, so while you can absolutely do that, it's probably not the best time to start something or launch something that you want to grow. Yeah. So do not overindulge yourself and be cautious around water. Okay. Lunar Mansions in history. So this is from Al-Biruni. Al-Thuraya Parvin, 6-star of From the Shoulder of Taurus group, like a bunch of grapes. Generally and especially by poets, the number is supposed to be 7, but this is a mistake. Although the term Naim is applicable to every star, Thuraya alone is specially distinguished as Al-Naim. I have no idea what is Naim. Like, what do they mean by that? Naim, Najam, Naim? I don't know. Aben Ragel, 11th century, good for trading and revenge on enemies. Indifferent for travel. Okay. Dorotheus, good for buying. It's funny when I think about this. Good for buying tame animals and hunting for all matters involving fire and for doing good. Okay. Buying animals, hunting, fire, and doing good. Bad for marriage. Making partnerships, especially with those more powerful. Okay, so this one is where the people more powerful to you are not the people that are healthy to you. Yes, I can attest with Venus there and my ruler of the 7th and 4th. Bad for buying cattle or flocks, for planting trees, sewing, or putting new clothes. If captured, a prison will be strong and long. Water journeys will bring fear and dangers. Okay. Picatrix. 11th century. The third mention is Azariah, which is to say Pleiades. Ah, of course. It is for the acquisition of all good things. When the moon has passed through this mention, fashion a figure of a seated woman in her right hand raised over her head, and wrap the image in cloth. Then cense it with musk, camphor, and mastic, and aromatic oils, and say, "You, Anusia, make such and such to happen," and speak your petition to her for whatever good thing you wish. And place it upon your finger. When you have performed this aforesaid, it will be said you wish as you wish, and your request will be carried with speed. And know that Anusia is the name of the Lord of this mansion. So here we have a talisman that is actually for manifesting something good. So, and this is the Picatrix. If it was to destroy somebody, you would get a detailed description of what to do. So this is already interesting. Cornelius Agrippa, Ajo Amazon, or Atorae, Rainy Ones, or Pleiades. Prophets, sailors, huntsmen, alchemists. Happy fortune and every good thing. A woman well clothed sitting in a chair, in her right hand being lifted on her head. From Vivian Robson. Okay. The many little ones, so probably the Pleiadians, Alcyone, okay. Profitable to sailors, huntsmen, and alchemists, with moon here. In the case of an election, plant and sow, but do not marry or travel by water. Okay, so this is one of these days where ships and stuff and sailings is less preferred, even if you are on a vacation, and do not marry. With Peter Stockinger, 21st century, Altaria, the many little ones, related to the seven sisters of the Pleiadians. Signification favorable for sciences and for all who live outdoors, unfavorable for marriage and travel by water. Good for alchemical experiments and working spells of love. I'll never get that. How is something good for a spell of love, but is not good for relationships? Like, you cannot really have good sex that is willingly consensual if you don't communicate. So this is very weird. I just find these instructions really weird. Did they treat like sex like hunting? That's so weird. Make pentacles for good fortune and happiness. From Christopher Warnock, 21st century. The root of the word Pleiades means fullness. This mention augurs abundance. It's a positive indication in the question of wealth, prosperity, and career. It also may indicate full flowing in art, beauty, and creativity. Yet, the Pleiades also carry a warning. They can be too much of a good thing. We must be careful not to overindulge in our appetites, be it literally eating and drinking, or metaphorically our desire for good things in the material world. Universal nature, auspicious fortune, fire of transformation, creative energy, beauty, and abundance. So we have this Indian astrology that tells us this is for destruction, but most other things point to like receiving good stuff. You know, tropically it is a Venus ruled lunar mansion, although right now Venus is kind of in her shade, stationing, not really flowy and supportive. And the themes of Venus retrograde are already beginning to appear. But this one can actually give us, perhaps this day can give us some grace within the situation that we have. So whether it's, you know, a nice meal or some nice music, or maybe somebody helps you with something, okay, somebody assists you with something, and that can be quite nice, so you can paint. It's kind of a day to relax. I don't know why this said, you know, destroying people or whatnot. Revenge on enemies. Well, they say the best revenge is massive success, so this day is good in being happy. You know, the best revenge is basically when you are whole with yourself and you are happy with yourself. I'm not talking about societal change, okay? There are a lot of things that we deem as vengeful that has to essentially do with change, okay? So holding certain people accountable, or taking food if you don't have food, and taking food. Here you can actually have food or can actually get help. So in that sense, speaking up, okay, because Venus is the voice, so speaking up, and that can be considered vengeful when it is about speaking up, then I think this is neither for or against. But you want to, like, this really provides you of, if the polarity of Scorpio, okay, the opposite is survival, intense emotions, the gut-wrenching experiences of life sometimes, then here is kind of like satisfying your gut, you know. If you're satisfied and you're eating good and you're listening to good music and you're vacay, just be careful not to go on boat, then this is the revenge. Okay, think about the relationships. Okay, breakup. Okay, you broke up for someone who was mistreating you. Now the revenge, you're having a good meal in a restaurant, sitting all by yourself, you're like enjoying your time with you. Okay, then this is the more then this is a revenge. Okay, you need to understand that this is also the way it is seen, because here I don't see anything in particular that is, you know, is it the hunting one? It's not even a hunting one. Yeah, it may be with the love but not relationship. It may be, how they call it, when a person is dating someone after they broke up from a relationship, a rebound. Maybe this is good. If you want to have a rebound, you seal and you ask, dear Lord, I want to have a rebound, but watch it, because you might fall in love and then it's no good for relationships, so they say. So, yeah. I just had a butter toast with some eggs. So that's my indulging. Well, we might be a bit more hungry today, so we are being cautioned to also tend to like what we need to do and not what we like to do. So yeah, not to neglect like our duties or something like that, but do enjoy the day. All in all, sounds like a great, thank you for watching. It sounds like a great lunar mansion. If you want to know the position of the moon, I usually do this, where I look at the position of the moon, not birth charts. This is current planets, and the current planets right now, we have the midheaven, moon ruled, with the moon in the 8th house. That is Cancer, and the ascendant Venus ruled, with Venus in the 11th house. So this is Mars day, and it's, oh, we finished the lunar hour, now we are in Saturn hour. So release it in more than an hour, so I'll get to Jupiter. Yeah, with Saturn in the 6th house. So this is the chart of the day. Luna is applying to conjunct Jupiter. That's the only aspect she's making that is a applying aspect. She's separating from, oh, she also applies to sextile Saturn, pardon. She is separating from a square to Mercury. Mercury just ingress to Leo, so Mercury is Leo ruled, is Sun ruled right now, and is co-present with Venus and Lilith. Mars has yesterday just ingressed into Virgo, so yeah, that's the chart of the hour. So I wish you a good day. As for consecrating talismans, notice that while it is a sextile, the moon still aspects Saturn here. We are, oh, I know that Crassio Tassio had an election for the 12th, for when the moon will be closer to Jupiter. So, but this is already Jupiter hour, or Jupiter day. I think she had an election for Jupiter. Or for sidereal sun, I'm not sure. But you can watch Crassio Tassio's video on the talismans she makes for this month if you kind of like don't want to miss it, and you're into magic. So thank you for watching, and you can subscribe to me if you want to help me feed my cat and grow my crops, then my PayPal is made to love magic one, like the Nick Drake song, strudel PayPal, strudelgmail.com, and that is the PayPal. So when that kind of amps up to enough people who donate, then I can collect that, and that can be simply meaning that I can buy more products by my colleagues or talismans, and buy courses that enhance also the content of what I do here, as well as allocate like my own like other income for growing crops and doing things that are good for me as a person and also will contribute my local community. So yeah, thumbs up if you like. Ciao.